Well, by golly, I did not expect this to happen. Then again, this is DSP, so of course this was going to happen. So, as everyone could imagine, he's still kind of salty about the side-scrollers thing. But after the whole thing had transpired, he's trying to, distance himself away from the drama. Needless to say, that's not really working, because that's the whole thing around Phil. Drama attracts him. That's why people are drawn to him. So, him trying to draw himself away from drama is trying to draw a fat person away from really expensive cake. It's not gonna happen. The whole thing with Phil is that he's trying to make himself the better man, which clearly he's not. He tried to get Rich involved. Rich still talks shit about him. Essentially declared war on DSP. Yeah, you can only imagine Phil saying something that stupid. But now he's trying to get Wings involved with it just because of the Rabbit Hole 2 video, or the Down the Rabbit Hole Wings video that he's going to do. Yeah, and him actually being salty about Side Scrollers podcast is still in there. Enjoy the show.
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Snort, snort, snort. Code. Drip. Snort, snort. I got the drip. Now.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I can never stop getting over that intro. It's such a banger still. So, yeah. You see why I skip them at the same time. Shout out to Snort Hogan for these videos too.
Tomorrow is a special event.
Oh, it's a React event where you have to give me money. Yay!
Okay? Tomorrow is something that is the once a month big event that we're going to be doing over on DSP Reacts. Fair enough? And what?
How is it fair? It's just you reacting to content. What's the big event? Me reacting to you. What's the big fucking event, Phil? I love how he's thinking that content on his Reacts channel is like a big fucking event. Same thing with his stupid Super Bowl event. It doesn't really attract a lot of people. It only makes him look like a big douchebag. Not gonna lie, and the way that he's fucking crossing his arms, he's being like the tough guy. He's like, oh yeah, look at me. This is my special event. Let me cross my arms to be more serious.
What is it going to be? You guys voted. You guys voted for the second Wings of Redemption documentary. It's called The Continual Fall of Wings of Redemption by June the King.
Now, keep in mind, the whole thing with detractor videos, Phil watches them. But if it's something that has to do with people like Wings of Redemption, Keemstar, he calls them documentaries. Phil, Frederick Knudson's Down the Rabbit Hole was a documentary. That was a documentary. There's a lot of videos out there, even though they're not considered documentaries, they're taking clips of your videos and they're saying, yeah, this is exactly what he did. And you know what? These detractor clips aren't wrong. They're from your streams.
This documentary is the follow-up to the original documentary that we had watched last year. Remember, we had watched the Down the Rabbit Hole. There's actually two Wings documentaries. There's the Down the Rabbit Hole, and June the King actually did an original one, but his documentary pretty much follows along the same events as the Down the Rabbit Hole video that we watched last year.
So why watch this one? If it's going to be the same fucking thing, why watch it? Are you trying to double dip on Wings? Because the title of this video says you're using them for personal gain, or was used for personal gain, even though you're doing the same thing. Not wrong. You're just trying to double dip his fat ass and be like, I can make money off of Wings and make it all about me, baby. Let's go.
And so this one will pick up, I believe, right around the time when Wings got his surgery that was supposed to cause him to have big time weight loss. Okay? And so it'll follow along. Did it work? What worked? What didn't? What happened after that? That's what this documentary is. And it's a 2-hour-long documentary. All right? Now.
Yeah, are you going to skip ahead like you did with that Side Scrollers podcast when they were talking shit about you, supposedly? Because that's what you did. You didn't watch the full thing in context, though, and you just took everything out of context and you got pissed off about it. But in this case, you're going to make it like, yeah, I remember the time where I broke my back in a car wreck that I didn't cause. I mean, I got into a car wreck. That's exactly what you're going to do. You're going to create more fake history for yourself and try to make everyone feel sorry for you. Sorry, Phil, it's not going to work.
We're going to be reacting to this all day long tomorrow over on DSP Reacts. Typically, all right, when I do a big React event like this, all right, it takes all day because even though this video is going to be just over 2 hours long that we're watching, I'm going to be adding in my commentary. I'm going to be adding in all my objective observations about it, but also some subjective because, you know, I've been through a lot of crap on the internet.
Duh. I have to make it all about myself, you guys. I gotta make it like, oh, the things that Wings went through, I went through the same thing, even though I didn't. Also, Phil, the whole thing with this is that you're trying to make this reactionary thing like a big, long event, like your fucking gameplay channel. Phil, it's not hard work. You're looking at it like it's fucking, you're like managing a company or some shit. You're not. This is just a fucking YouTube channel. Granted, there are a lot of YouTube channels that they do need a lot of attention. Like, Cat Icarus is just one man. He does his own shit. He has help filming it. But at the same time, he gets the shit done. It takes him months. And people understand. People have editors. People have fucking, like, cameramen. They have all that shit going down. You don't. I'm just one man behind the camera. Yeah, you're just one guy that's not doing his job well. This isn't a fucking CEO position, Phil. You don't have a lot of stress on your shoulders about it. The only thing that stressed you out is money. And because of the whole thing that happened with money, oh, the Science Girls podcast, or that interview did not help you at all.
You know, I'm right in line with these people who've been so harassed on the internet. And I can add a unique perspective to a lot of the stuff going on. I'm going to try to understand truly what he's gone through. And, last year, when I did the Down the Rabbit Hole React, it was the first React event I had ever done. A lot of people looked at that and were like, wow, that's completely a different perspective than we've ever heard before. Because everyone else, when they watch these documentaries, all they want to do is make fun of the people, just crap on them and laugh at their misfortunes and their bad actions or whatever. But no one actually truly can understand from the perspective of someone who's going through a bad time or what this is like, exactly how it goes.
Phil, I'm going to say this for the record. That React video when you did with Wings of Redemption fucking hated that video. Like I said in the last part when I mentioned this, he did not like it. He didn't like the fact that you were talking about yourself. It's like you're going on a date with somebody and they're just talking about themselves. They're bragging about themselves. Oh, I used to be 4th place at EVO. Oh, I'm the #1 Street Fighter player in the country right now. Oh, I'm the best gamer in the world. It's like, Phil, shut the fuck up. Nobody cares. Let the other person talk. But in your case, that's not going to work. And nobody said that about you. They were like, dude, you're talking about yourself. This has nothing to do with Wings. What the fuck are you even talking about, Phil? Also, I'm going to mention this too. The whole thing about what you've gone through and what he's gone through. I would say, compared to you and Wings, Wings has actually moved up in the fucking world. Granted, not as high up as a lot of people would expect it to. But at least when it came to his detractors and his commentary, he actually stopped giving a shit about troll. Like, sure, he'll just read them up, but he doesn't blow up and be like, oh, I'm going to ban you, ban you, ban you. He'll read the comments. He'll read everything with no fucking problem. You don't. Either A, you'll deny the message and block the person, or you'll just go, oh yeah, blah, 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 blah. Thanks for the money. You don't fucking care. And the whole thing about Wings, you're using him to your own personal advantage. What has Wings got to gain from this? Nothing.
So, watching my React last year was very different. A lot of people said, wow, their eyes are kind of open. In particular, if you remember, talking about how his former friends kind of treated him over the years. I feel like they treated him like crap. And they absolutely 100% used him for personal gain.
Phil, I'm going to stop you right here. Wings has admitted that he has done a lot of shitty things too. So it's not just Woody Gamertag, Kyle, and anyone else from the Painkiller Already podcast. You're taking something, you're twisting it to your own personal advantage. And it's kind of scummy. I'm not going to lie.
I feel that 1,000,000% from after watching that documentary. And
also, just add another fucking point, John Rambo and Howard did not use you. You use them. You use them for your own personal gain. Project 7 says hi. All the commentaries that you did with John Rambo and Howard, like for videos, those say hi. You didn't give a fuck about your friends. You just cared about making bank off of it. The only person that got paid was John because he was the only one that had the balls to say anything to you. But the sad thing is, you didn't pay anyone else. John Rambo is my friend. Yeah, he was your friend until you burned that fucking bridge.
It's funny because that documentary was almost a year ago when I watched it. and no one has really been able to factually dispute me. You know?
Yes, they have. The only problem is that you refuse to listen.
It's like, wait a minute. That is an interesting, different perspective. And, you know, but where's the counter to that? That you could, how can you tell me that this guy has not been exploited by people all around him for personal gain, and it's messed up because he keeps getting hurt while they all prosper, right?
Side scrollers actually brings up a lot of points when it comes with money. They try to dispute that with you, but you hid like a little coward. Oh, hey, Phil, if this thing isn't yours, just DM it to me. Give it to me in email. We will not expose it. We just want to make sure if it's correct. Yeah, but I don't want to. I don't want to. Chair rocking back and forth, him looking up the ceiling, rocking back and forth. God, you would be great to play with at poker.
Anyway, so tomorrow we dive back in. Now, it'll be an all-day long event. We're going to have a level 1 podcast. Then we're going to have the long-form react. I will be ordering some food during the course of the day. What will it be?
Oh, what a goddamn shock. You ordering food from DoorDash for an event like this. Oh, yeah, this is such a special event. I'm going to order some goddamn pizza and chicken wings. I have like a bad thought. He'll probably order chicken wings. He'll probably do some stupid shit where he'll order some chicken wings, hold it up to the camera, and be like, get it? I'm watching Wings of Redemption while eating chicken wings. Oh, ack, 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 ack.
To be, I don't even know. My wife and I said tonight we'll talk about it after the streams. We'll figure out what we're going to order. I'll announce it on the podcast tomorrow. And
also, he has to ask his wife for permission to make videos. I think this whole thing is stupid. The whole thing, like, I get it. You're pussy whipped. That's all that you are. But here's the thing, though. If you have to make something for your job or do something for your job, your wife should understand completely. You should be like, hey, babe, I'm going to go deal with something at work. I got to record a video for work. Hope you don't, I hope you understand. If she gives you, like, okay, then okay, just do it. I understand that, but it's like you'd have to get on your hands and knees and be like, oh, Kat, my queen, may I please make this video for my YouTube channel? It kind of shows how whipped you are, and not for the best reasons.
And food will be coming, so we will have a kind of a chill meal together. I'll do a video. Now, we might want to name it.
Also, you having a chill meal with people? That seems kind of stupid. What is your viewers getting from this? Are they just going to sit there and be like, that sure looks good, Philip. Yeah, that food sure looks yummy. That's stupid. It's fucking stupid. It's all trash.
Something different. People are so up in arms that I still use the term the king in any of my content, right?
I could tell that the Side Scrollers podcast, what Adam said to you, has stuck like glue. And not just that shitty white glue that you use in like school to make like paper crafts. No, this is sticking like super glue. So,
because they're so upset that someone of my stature would use the term the king, right? Like, oh, it's so bad that I would use that. Why? What are you so afraid of that I call myself the king of anything?
Here's the thing with that, Phil. Because you called yourself the king of hate, and then you got rid of that moniker, but still kept the fucking title Feasting with the King, it shows that you have not truly gotten rid of that moniker. That's the reason why Adam and Craig brought that up, because you're still using the moniker. Like, granted, they made a great point with it, but I think with you, it was just an old habit that refused to die.
Right? Like, oh, you're so terrified that I'm the king, right? They can't take that. Oh, delusions of grandeur. Okay, bro.
Grandeur? It's delusions of grandeur. Yeah, but I love how Phil has to say these stupid fucking words, and he mispronounces it, yet he'll make fun of other people mispronouncing words. Pot meets kettle, Philbert.
But anyway, so people might want me to rename the show. It used to be Feasting with the King. But if you guys wanted me to rename it, we had a few suggestions. For example, Feasting with Phil or The Tasteful Truth.
No! Don't use that! Do not use The Tasteful fucking Truth. You wanna know fucking why? That is just a hateful truth, but with food. That is fucking terrible. That, it just sounds like something you see on PBS. And now, welcome back to another episode of The Tasteful Truth with Julia Pennyweather talking about the finest wines and caviar. The Tasteful Truth with Julia Caviar. But still, that just goes back to your old ways. You're trying to take your old shit and you're trying to give it a spin for quote-unquote positivity. It does not work that way.
I like a lot of these, okay?
Also, I heard that Review Tech USA has some suggestions for you. I don't know. Maybe you should go check them out. I'm just saying.
So I'd be happy to rename it something interesting, as long as we can think of something and agree. Maybe we'll talk about it on the show live tomorrow and agree together what you guys want me to start calling it moving forward. I'd be okay with that.
Why don't you have a fucking poll and just veto all the other options? Like, no, I'm gonna go with Feasting with the Kid because nobody could agree on anything. Hack, hack, hack. All right, so the other video that I found that Phil talking about Wings is that he wants him to debunk everything that has happened with Wings to himself, but not stream with them. Because, you know, Phil wants to push himself away from drama, but it's okay in the chat.
Yesterday, right here on this show, I made a public invitation to Wings of Redemption himself. And I said, I would love if he could come by on the stream on Sunday, and if he could be here live, because I know he already has done a live react to a few different things that I've done. He reacted to my own react to his Down the Rabbit Hole last year. He was watching it on his own channel and live reacting to it.
Yeah, like I mentioned before, he reacted to it and did not like it because you kept talking about yourself. Very egotistical of you, Phil. Plus, that's another thing I forgot to mention. He actually tried to invite him, like extending the olive branch. He tried that with Rich, but apparently Rich declared war on him because he was talking shit about him. Phil, if you want to fucking advance and succeed, take criticism. Sure, Rich will talk shit about you, poking fun at you, but that's the name of the game. It has to happen. Don't be a little pansy and just be like, oh, he was talking shit about me again. Oh, he's getting in his tank right now. He's coming right for my house.
Okay? So, I don't know if he was planning on doing this or not. I had no clue. But I extended, what did they say? The invitation. I laid out the olive branch. I said, hey, Wings, if you want to come by, I would be happy to welcome you to DSP Reacts for the show. I'm going to react to this documentary, and I would like you to be able to chime in.
I really hope to God that Wings actually does the same thing that Phil did to him with that podcast. Oh, no, I can't make it. I'm sick. And then just go stream on his own channel. Or just do shit on his own. I can't wait for that to happen. I mean, it might not happen, but it would be a fucking funny thing to see.
Because here's the thing. I feel that a lot of the times these documentaries are trying really hard to get things factually right. But you saw when I did the Down the Rabbit Hole react to my own content, correct? It wasn't correct. There was a lot of things there that were completely wrong. Almost the entire segment on the fighting in community was wrong.
Okay, I will say this. His reacting to the Down the Rabbit Hole of himself, fine. I can actually give him some slack. But when I say some slack, I mean like at least 10%. Because some of the information wasn't true, or it could have been true, but he wanted to spin it for himself. But the rest of it, which is him going, no, that didn't happen, creates more fake history.
Almost 100% wrong. You know, and that's only because it's based on the knowledge that's out there on the internet and the slander that people say. You don't have the factual context, right?
Phil, what if he actually did get the factual context? What if he actually did go out and interview the people from the FGC? What if he did? What if he only asked questions about you, though? Most of the people that you claim that Mike Watson had a beef with you, and in your words, the beef was squashed because he came to you, apologized, because he was so jealous and pissed off at your success. Your words, not anyone else's.
Right? Not to say that the Down the Rabbit Hole documentary was mostly wrong. I would argue no, actually, it was probably about 70% correct, and then 30% kind of out of context correct, but if you make the context, now you can understand it better, right?
Yeah, what context would you have to give? That's the thing, though. Even though things that happened in the past, a lot of people will not remember anything. Unless it's like a major fucking event that will never leave your mind and will always stay the same. You take major events and try twisting them into a fake history. And I love saying this about Phil. It's like he'll always create a fake history about himself, changing his own backstory and creating a broken narrative perspective. I think that's the reason why he couldn't get the Joker movie, because it was essentially the same shit he does in real life. Not the murder part, but the broken narrative.
But this is what I mean. If you just watch these documentaries, all right, and you watch them at face value, you're getting one idea. But if you get something in context a little better, you'll probably understand it better.
I don't know. I actually did like Frederick Knutson's Down the Rabbit Hole on You. It was actually really good. It was actually very professionally done. That I would consider to be a good documentary on You, not a detractor video. But with your context, it kind of takes something that's already polished to perfection, and it's just looking grimy and kind of rust now. Not rustic. Rustic has a good charm to it, but now that polish turns to rust.
I guarantee you, if we were to watch this Wings of Redemption documentary and some things get brought up that seem very dramatic or very bad for Wings, that if you actually ask Wings directly, well, what really happened there, right? What was the full situation? Can you explain in context what's going on? Half the stuff would probably be explained away, and you'd be like, oh, so it's actually not a big deal. But because people don't know this, or people ignore it. And that's the other thing that really irks me about this shit. Especially in regards to me and all the drama that these people make around me on the internet. I've explained the vast majority of it or put it into context, and then it's not a big deal. But they don't want that. So what they do is they ignore it. They act like I never did that.
Phil, we never ignored it. We listened to what you said, but how you were trying to put it into context, it just became lie after lie after lie. An excuse after another excuse. The definition of insanity is trying to do the same shit over and over and over again, expecting shit to change. That's what you're trying to do, creating an insanity with all the lies you're creating, and you can't even keep your lies straight. And the thing with Wings, though, there's a lot of shit out there on Wings that's not even true at all. And I won't go into detail about it because it's entirely fucked up. Hell, even Rich did something about that. He watched a video about it and he actually stopped. He was like, I can't do it. This is too fucked up. I mean, I could be exaggerating the words, but point remains, he didn't believe the video that was shown and he thought the whole thing was fucking dumb. But if Wings was asked, hey, can you tell me what happened throughout that Call of Duty event? He'll probably will tell you, but he probably won't. Because some things are left private. But that doesn't stop you, Phil. You want people to expose their own personal shit while you expose personal shit that should not even be out there. Your wife's restraining order says hi.
I never explained that situation. He never put it in context. He just, you know what I mean? And because of that, they just believe the overdramatic horse shit, and they don't know the truth, and they don't want to know the truth. They just want to believe the overdramatic horse shit so they can keep the hate train rolling.
Phil, there are a lot of things that you have said that people have agreed with you on. The Sopa and Pippa thing, that's what made me got into you, because you were saying a lot of shit that made sense, and I agreed with it. But then later on, I saw that you kept uploading video after video after video, and it was clogging my feed. That's why I unsubscribed to you back in the past. The whole This Is How You Don't Play thing happened. It happened after, like about a few months after I unsubscribed to you, and I was like, oh shit, you're actually worse than I thought. And you kept trying to push this hatred towards all these people that make This Is How You Don't Plays. Like, Phil, come on. It's a critique video, for God's sake. It's done in a humorous way. You just refuse to take any criticism given to you. Hell, people were giving you ideas from the Side Scrollers podcast. They were giving you ideas of how to improve what content that you could create. But that's the problem. You don't listen. Hell, if you ever reacted to this video, you probably would be like, oh, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. He's just jumping on a bandwagon. Because you think everyone that is a detractor jumped on the bandwagon. When in reality, they were old fans of yours.
I guarantee you, Wings would add a whole new dimension to the situation if he were able to directly respond to it.
Or he probably won't. Like I said, some shit is meant to remain private.
You see what I'm saying? So I've extended the invitation. If Wings would like to come by tomorrow on DSP Reacts when we do this long-form event, and he'd like to join us in the chat, and he would like to extrapolate, what I'll do, maybe we'll watch a situation, and if it's a little confusing, or it feels like it's not fair, it's not correct, and he wants to add to it, I would love for him to be there for that. Okay.
I would love for him to expose his personal shit to the world about what was going on with it. And granted, here's the thing with Wings. Wings is not bad. I will say that for the record. He's done some pretty shitty things in the past, but I think he's trying to improve himself now. The thing with Keemstar, Boogie, and Wings, the whole boxing match, it's done a lot of things to help them improve their lives. And as Keemstar put it, they went from level 1 to level 2. They're working their way up the levels while you're still at level 1, the easiest fucking level of the game. Like, for God's sake, level up, dude.
Okay? So I talked about that publicly yesterday, and I also privately reached out to him to let him know that I'm interested. So far, I have not heard back. Okay? If I don't hear back, that is absolutely no negative against Wings whatsoever. He has no obligation to be here. It's not even necessarily in his best interest, I would say. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really think it would help him or hurt him to be here. It's his prerogative. If he wants to be here, the offer is valid.
Hey, I can actually agree with something with what you said, Phil. Yeah, if it's something that he doesn't want to be a part of, that's an OB. And if you actually will, like, keep to your word that it's nothing negative to Wings or about Wings about it, if you can keep your fucking word on that, fine. We can actually be like, okay, you done something good with it. But knowing you, you'll probably be like, oh, I tried getting Wings and he didn't answer. Oh, I guess he fucking hates me. I don't know.
I want the door to be open because I feel this is the fair way to do stuff like this. It's not fair that there's so many people who pile on people and don't give them a chance. I'm tired of it.
Phil, there's a lot of people that gave you a chance. I gave you a chance. It didn't work. A lot of your old fans gave you a chance. It didn't work. Hence starting the This Is How You Don't Play movement as well as the detractor community. Side-scrollers gave you a fucking chance. And you blew it. Rich gave you a lot of fucking chances, and he actually agrees with some of the shit that you say. Even though some of the shit that he said that Rich agrees with you on that I don't agree with, like Call of Duty, that you died to like try and shoot someone down and they killed you with a knife. Rich said that was fucked up, but I thought it was fair. It's all in the matter of perspective and opinion. Some videos out there about you are funny, though. Keep that in mind. Does that have anything to do with any negativity towards you? No. But you want to spin it around. It's like, oh yeah, people are making fun of me. That's negative. Phil, learn to joke about yourself. Learn to like own up to the shit that you've done. May 1st, yeah, it happened. Who hasn't had an embarrassing moment? Oh, you were kicked out of Machinima. Yeah, who else hasn't lost a job or lost a partnership? Who hasn't? It happens. Just move on from it.
Being one of them myself. So I want to give Wings the chance, okay? So let's see what happens. All right. And if he comes on, he comes on. And if not, he doesn't. And that's fine. Either way is fine. It's his choice. Maybe he'll be here tomorrow. Maybe he won't. That's his call. All right.
Yeah, but he probably won't be in the stream with you. Instead, you'll be like, oh, Wings, you can't join my stream because it'll start drama. You got to type it on the chat so I can read it, so I can stop what I'm doing to read what you're saying in the chat.
But either way, I'm doing the react, and I'm going to approach it the exact same way that I approached the long-form react to the Down the Rabbit Hole video last year, which, by the way, was my most popular react I've ever done. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Hope you guys will be over on DSP Reacts tomorrow after the podcast, and we could do this together. It'll be a good time.
Sorry, Phil. I will not be joining that because, A, I actually have a job, and it actually pays a lot more than what you're doing. So, whoopee. Also, the whole thing is like, if he does join, fine. But if he doesn't, he doesn't. But you're still trying to use him to your own personal gain. And that's the thing. You take anything that's negative about someone else and you'll try to profit off of someone's misery. I get it. Misery is a business. But if it's anything against you, then it's fucked up. But you could do it to anyone else and it's perfectly A-O-fucking-K. It's hypocrisy. That's all it is.
All right?
Go. I got the drip. Go. I got the drip. Go. I got the drip. Go.
Yeah.
I got the drip. Go. I got the drip. Go.
Uh-huh.
I got the drip.
It's
Go.
like a faucet that's dripping. You can't make it stop.
I'm sorry. I love this I love this song. It's so fucking good. Now, honestly, this is something that I thought I would actually do for this video because, you know what? After he talked all that about Wings and about his big, long event that's going to tire him the fuck out and he's going to be feasting like a fat ass on his show, he actually started reacting to other content. One of the things that he reacted to, for those that can know what this is Zero Punctuation, made by Ben Yahtzee Kershaw. A pretty good review site. Like, he doesn't really review the games in detail, he puts comedy into it. Phil reacted to the one about Callisto Protocol, or in his words, Callisto Protocol. And, oh boy, I've actually seen this clip, and I actually really wanted to react to this one. Oh, God.
video game. But be realistic, Jacob Lee, you're hardly Silent Hill material. You'd need to learn more than 2 facial expressions besides stupid confused and stupid neutral. The Callisto...
Like, look at Phil's face when he's trying to, like, do, like, his shtick, like, when Yahtzee's doing his comedy. He's not enjoying it. He thinks that it's very stupid. He's like, what the fuck am I watching? This is dumb.
Protocol then, unashamed Dead Space clone by what has retroactively been revealed to be the less competent of the 2 creators of Dead Space, so you should know what to expect of the basic gameplay. Third person creeping through dark metal corridors, frequent ambushes by screaming ambulatory piles of expired deli meat, and several NPC support characters whose plans always seem to...
What do you guys think?
And honestly, with Callisto Protocol, Yahtzee's not wrong.
Think about zero punctuation. I want an honest opinion.
I already said my honest opinion about it. It's a very good series, and Ben Croshaw, with his podcast, when he's actually talking about things in video games, it's actually really informative. Like, he has an opinion about things, and honestly, I tend to agree with some of the opinions that he has. I think his podcast is like something else. I would probably put it in text of what it is, or I would even link it. I would actually link the whole thing about his podcast down below, probably Spotify. It's a really good podcast, and I actually recommend that. Same with Side Scrollers. I recommend that one too.
From you guys here live. We have over 300 people. Do you like this guy or not? Honestly, I think he's too British for me.
Really? He's too British for you? Coming from the guy that does British accents as a fucking shtick for Oblivion or any other form of voice acting? Really? Yahtzee, too British, even though he's from the fucking Australia. I think he moved to UK or United States. I don't know. I actually hadn't kept up with his personal life. But he's from Australia. What?
And I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, I don't mean that. I don't think he's not funny or insightful. But I think, like, he is so dry British that if you're British, you probably like it. But to me, like, it's too much for me. It's kind of like when you watch the original Office show. It starts off funny, but then if you watch a little more of the original British Office, it gets so heavy into British style humor that, like, you really have to be in that culture to like it. And I can't even, like, I watched the whole series and maybe I liked half of it.
I'm actually gonna call bullshit on on this shit. I don't think Phil has ever seen the original Office series from the UK. I think he just watched the one from the US with Steve Carell as the main character or the main boss. And the whole thing about British humor being dry, I'm debating this because a lot of people to this day still like Monty Python. Is that dry? No, it's very fucking silly. But from time to time, it will have dry humor in it, and it's actually not bad. Hell, the people that were from Monty Python actually moved on from it and actually advanced their careers. Some of them became directors, some of them stayed as actors. You get the idea? Monty Python is still good. Hell, one of my favorite movies is Monty Python and the Holy Grail. It's a great movie. It's stupid. That's the best thing. Also, you have to be British to enjoy this, to understand it? No, you don't. You just gotta expand your fucking mind. And also, you think that he's funny, yet your facial expression says, this isn't funny. What the fuck am I watching?
But it's kind of the same thing here. Like, maybe if I was into this kind of... It's so dry. Right? It is so dry. Monotone, constant. Again, I'm not hating on the guy. The guy gets tons of views on his videos, right? This video alone has 438,000 views. He's only 2 months old. So he gets good views.
Yeah, he gets good views, and even though he has that monotone voice, people still like his writing. This guy has written books and done audiobooks. Hell, a lot of people like Critical, and Critical has a monotone voice. But Critical is informative and entertaining. Why? What do you have against people with monotone voices, Phil? You think, oh, they have a monotone voice. Oh, they must be dry.
You know, I'm sure there's a lot of people that like him. But to me, I mean, I'll be honest. I'm going to give it a thumbs down.
I'm going to give it a thumbs down because it's too British for me, and the humor is dry, and his voice is monotone. Great criticism.
I think it's boring. I find it very boring, very dry, and it's not very entertaining.
Compared to the shit that you put out, zero punctuation is boring? Phil, you playing Like a Dragon Ishin, you look like you're about to pass the fuck out, and you say that's meaningful content, yet zero punctuation isn't. At least he actually puts time and effort into his videos, unlike you.
You know, like, what he's saying might be some valid criticisms and points about the game, but I'm not enjoying myself watching it. You know what I'm saying? Other people might. But to me, it's like, I'm going to skip it. I'm going to go to the next. All right?
I just think the whole thing, like his smug, let's go back to that smug son of a bitch, like,
Next. All right?
God damn it, let's see, where is it?
But to me, it's like,
What the fuck is up with that goddamn face? It's like a baby being told, okay, you gotta eat your pee. I gotta do this, hang on. Alright, you gotta eat your peas. Like, what the fuck, dude? It's like, granted, I get it, comedy is subjective. But, you making that fucking smug-ass face, it doesn't help your case any. Not only did Phil have shit to say about fucking Zero Punctuation or Yahtzee Croshaw, he actually went on his fucking React channel to talk about Maximilian Dude, aka the guy that was a part of the fighting game community, but he actually branched out and he started doing other shit. Something that Phil claims that he started. Oh, I used to be a part of this fighting game community, guys, and then I spread her out and I played video games and I got popular. All that success belongs to me. Wah.
So to show how old this video is from over 8 years ago. Oh. And this is when Street Fighter 3 Third Strike Online Edition was prominent. And people were still playing it, and it was very popular because it was the only real way to play Third Strike Online on a modern console. And this game had trials in which you could try to do challenging things, and one of it was parry Chun-Li's super and then do the combo. I've done this. I did this on stream.
I don't think you have. And if you did, it was by pure fucking luck by button mashing. Also, him giving, like, insight to Street Fighter, it's like fucking asking a baby how fucking babies come from. It's like asking a baby, like, the meaning of life. They won't tell you shit, and it's very incoherent and very dumb.
But what's interesting about this is there's no face cam. You notice that? So this is Max's old style before he went full face cam. There's no face cam at all.
Oh, perish the thought. Someone didn't have a face cam in their fucking videos? Oh, that must show it's very old. Yeah, Phil, it's an old fucking video. You didn't used to have a face cam, and then you thought that it would be a good idea that if detractors use your content, you can fucking, like, flag it and be like, oh, they're stealing my content. They see my face. Phil, not everybody thinks like you.
68 attempts. Did it take me that many? I wonder how many it took me. I don't think it took me that many. It's not that hard, honestly. The tricky thing about the trial is not doing it. It's doing it in the middle of a competitive match.
Phil, I'm going to tell you this right now. A lot of people practice and try to get good on it. They're not going to get on the first attempt. I play a lot of games where you have to get on. I never got on the first attempt. Hell, one of the games that I played, Terror of the Himosaurus, there's a trophy for juggling a person 10 times. It took me 25, 26 times. And the creator of the game actually came out and was like, I'm surprised. A lot of people have took longer to do it. So on the one hand, it's great to have people do that. But what you're doing is fucking going, oh, why is he taking so long? It didn't take me that long. I'm a pro Street Fighter player. I know shit about Street Fighter. Yet your online videos playing Street Fighter say otherwise. You lose to scrubs, in your opinion. Hell, you went up against Chris NG, or NYG. I think that's what his name is. I don't know from the top of my head. And you lost to him 13 times. Even he was like, why is he rematching me? He sucks.
You know, you're just sitting there doing it over and over. It's not that hard. No! You missed the super.
Yeah, he missed the super. Yeah, great commentary.
She can't get any closer. I just want to do it so bad.
100. He's at, just so you guys know, he's at 117 attempts. My camera's blocking it. I don't think it took me 117 attempts to do it.
Oh, good for fucking you. Does it fucking matter that Maximilian Dude took that many tries to do it? No, it doesn't matter. At all. But yet you want to be like, see, I can do better than Maximilian Dude, and he claims to be really good at fighting games. And it's like, that attitude alone. You're being smug about it, and that's the reason why people don't like you. Your smugness is very toxic.
So I mean, the key thing is doing it in a competitive match. He pulled it out of nowhere. No one expected him to do that.
Yeah, let's go! Yes! Yes! It's over! Yes! Yes! Yes!
Maximilian dude's reaction to doing it, like 139 tries, yeah, that is a well-deserved reaction for doing something and trying to do it and keep failing. But guess what, Phil? The difference between you and Maximilian dude, he didn't give up and actually kept going. Something that you would never fucking do. You would claim that you wouldn't give up when the detractors came after you, you got swatted, tax information, all that shit that happened to you, you claim that you never gave up. You reacting to it and fucking going, oh, my detractors, I'm a victim. That is a giving up mentality. The whole thing, what Adam said about you, yeah, I'm bringing that up again. What Adam said about you is absolutely correct. Stop playing the victim.
Now, for the record.
Oh, come on. Get in. I am your god.
For the record.
That look on his face, he's like, really? He had to do that shit? It's like, well, yeah. He does something that you don't. Edit. And add shit like that.
All right? One of the criticisms that I've heard about Maximilian over the years, all right, is that he gets giant attention and views on his content, even though he's not necessarily a high-level tournament player in modern fighting games. So, for example...
Wait, he's not a high pro-level player, yet he gets a lot of views? Huh. Could it be that he's very entertaining and actually a general fucking nice guy, Phil? There's a video that he was playing Injustice 2 and someone's son was plagued and he let the kid win. He was humble. He actually let him win. The guy was saying, my son is practicing. My son is actually trying it out. And he actually was coaching him. It's like, okay, you could do this button, do this combo. And the kid whooped his ass and he was like, you played good. You can do better. He was being fucking nice. Meanwhile, if that happened to you, you would be like, get good, scrub. You're not a humble player at all. You're very toxic. But let's continue with this controversial take on Maximilian dude from the great mind of Philip P. Burnell.
It took him how many tries? 139? That, I'm going to be honest with you, that's not that hard. Like, to just do that is not that hard. I'm pretty sure I did that when the game came out, and it didn't take me over 100 tries.
Oh, great to brag about it. Huh, could it be that he was either using a controller or a different fight stick than you? Then again, the reason why you're like, it didn't take me that long, because he's probably not using a fight stick. He's probably using a standard controller. And yeah, it can be hard to do because the buttons are small and you can probably mess up a combo or two. But if you're good at fighting games, it wouldn't happen. But then again, this video is 8 years old. So, your points are very invalid.
And I'm not even that good, you know?
No, Phil. You claim to be better than anyone else that has fought against you and you lost to them. You claim that they are using scrub tactics or online tactics to beat you and that it doesn't work offline. Don't fucking bullshit us.
There's people out there who are like high-level players and they would watch this video and they'd be like, dude, he took so long and he was over-dramatic in the commentary when he did it. And he got 1 million views.
Well, yeah. Him being dramatic with his commentary, it fucking worked. It worked, Phil. Unlike the shit that you put out on your shorts. Oh, streamer suffers a cat attack. Oh no, now he's bleeding, huh? Come the fuck on. At least Maximilian dude was smart with it.
1 million views on that video. For what? It was just him doing the trial. It didn't even show his face. And he got 1 million views. So this is some of the criticism he's gotten over the years. However, I do feel like in the last...
Phil, that's not really a fucking criticism. It's really not. Like, where the fuck has this come from? What information are you getting this from? Is it a source you made it the fuck up scenario? Because that's what it's looking like.
5+ years, that's kind of ended. I think a lot of people like him for his personality, his charisma, and these kind of... Like, this video... isn't really representative. Like today, almost every video he's in, he has face cam. You know what I mean? So I feel like this is an older video of his.
The video's 8 years old! No shit, it's old! Fuck! Oh, this video is 8 years old. That's not that old. Are you shitting me? The whole thing with face cam. Yeah, you want to know why? Because people can change their content style over time. My God, do you not realize this? Oh God, I think I should go to and say this on the right fucking now.
But I mean, let's be honest. Is that a million view video? No, that should not have been a million view video.
It is though. That's the thing. The way that he edited the video, the way that he commentated over the video, yes, it does deserve it. And Maximilian, dude, like you said, he is wholesome. He has a good personality. He is charismatic. Yeah, he deserves those. My God, I'm gonna call the insane asylum to take me away right now. And they'll probably scan my brain and see a tumor, and it's the shape of your fucking head.
At all. There's so many people who did that, way under that. I don't know why it was. It was the editing. It was the editing and the fact that he's Maximilian. Everyone watches Maximilian play fighting games.
Phil, like, this whole thing is stupid. It's probably because you edited it. Yeah, something that you don't do at all. All you do is you fucking take content. Don't even bother splicing it up and titling it right. You just take these multiple raw files, and you just upload them to your channel and be like, I'm done.
But that's why a lot of people in the FGC kind of crapped on the guy over the years. Now I don't think so as much anymore. Now what I hear, here's what I hear. They're all mad at him because he literally gets every single sponsorship. He gets to play every game early, and everyone's like, why? Like, everyone, in the FGC is very competitive.
Here's the thing, though. It's not because the FGC. Get that shit out of your fucking head. The reason why he gets sponsorships and games early, it's because his partner or the person that's managing him, supposedly, I don't know if this is true about him or not. I could be wrong. Comments, you tell me if I'm wrong. But the reason why, it's because they see he has a good personality, so they're like, you know what? I want this person to sponsor us. Because he has a good face, he has a good personality, he's very charismatic. Why not? Give him a little bit extra money. And yet, I can just tell you're seething with jealousy about that. But, I can't get sponsorships because my detractors ruin it. Again, playing victim.
So they're very upset when someone gets an advantage over someone else. They're like, dude, this guy gets everything handed to him, right?
No, he doesn't get everything handed to him. I don't think he got it handed to him 8 years ago, Phil. He worked for it. Something that you don't seem to fucking do.
Listen, he's a quality content creator, right? And people like him. He gets tons of views. People are going to go with the person who has the most views. Do you think that a tournament player is going to get 1 million views doing the Daigo Perry challenge? Probably not. But Maximilian will. So he gets...
Depends on the person. Maybe Maximilian dude, probably not. It could be someone else. That's the whole thing with the YouTube algorithm, is that you can either do shit like he just did nowadays and not get a lot of views for it, or back in the day, or someone picks up on it, they share it around, and you get extremely lucky with it. YouTube is a gamble. Your video that comes out, sure, you may get a shitload of views on it. It may not be 1 million, but that can accumulate over time. But it could also just stay in the single digits. You never know. Some of the videos I have are in the single digits. And do I care? No. I use this as a way as therapy. I've said that before. But... oh, God.
It's the opportunities. That's how business works.
It's coming from the guy that has a business degree and yet has a failing business.
All right, let's continue. That was entertaining. I found it entertaining. Like I said, I think today...
No, you fucking didn't. You use that time, you're like, I didn't take that many attempts for it. You're trying to brag about yourself. And that's a way that people can go, shut the fuck up.
He does even way different style quality than that. So... Oh, God. Is that his dog? I think this is another one. It is. This is his dog. By the way, rest in peace, because I heard that his dog passed away in the last year.
Phil, go fuck yourself with that comment. Whenever Maximilian Dude's dog died, you said, oh, people are monetizing their pet. They shouldn't be fucking doing that. Phil, if it's a part of their content, it's a part of their fucking content. Does that fucking matter? No, it should not. If people think it's a great addition to the content, aka Benny, then fine, it works. But in your case, Phil, with your cat, it doesn't work. Because you had people pay you $2,000 for it. $2,000 for cat DLC.
But his dog was always a huge part of his content. Oh my goodness, what a dog, Benny.
What a good dog. That is a good boy.
How many views? 866,000 views. Watching his dog.
Well, yeah, because another thing that the internet seems to love, they love anything related to cats and dogs. Animal videos can skyrocket in views, Phil. And I think you tried marketing off of that and it did not work in your favor.
What a dog. Cute, but very unique.
Oh, cute dog. But Maximilian dude is a fucking asshole because he's marketing his pet.
What kind of a dog Benny was?
A Chihuahua, it looks like. Probably a mixed breed. Who knows?
I think we've seen it now.
Oh my god. Oh, we've seen it now. Oh, cute dog. I've seen enough of this shit. Trash! That whole thing was trash! And after ordealing that, it just shows that all that this is that DSP does not give a shit about the people that he's reacting to. Instead, he wants to make a profit off of it and try to use it to his own advantage. In the case of Maximilian dude, it's just him trying to say that, oh yeah, I'm better than him, I did this better. And yet, he's the one that got successful and I'm still in the bottom. And the whole thing with Yahtzee, it's just a stupid way to say that, oh, this isn't my content, it's too dry for me. I did not expect that this whole entire video would end with me hurting myself like that. God, I think after this video, I'm gonna get this fucking thing edited, I'm just gonna go to bed. Like, I have to go lay down from that. I think I gave myself a concussion. Oh, Jesus.